Yo, shit kind of crazy on this internet thing, man. This whole social media thing, I'm gonna talk in generalizations to keep like a broad picture of the points that I'm hoping I'm making. They're points to me. It might not sound like shit to you. I don't know. Maybe I sound like I'm talking a whole bunch of gibberish. I don't know. I just have a certain sensibility, a certain, I guess, way of thinking that I think is normal, but then again, I'm a self confessed weirdo, that's unconventional to the flow of the rest of the world in a lot of ways. So maybe I'm the nut, but I'm still gonna say it, and if anybody feels me, you feel me. Okay, so you have these internet social communities, right? Bunch of men, bunch of women, bunch of men going at women, bunch of women going at men, doing any and everything each other to bring each other down, and alleged stalking, which is a word I try not to use too heavy because it could be applied to so many. It's just thrown around so loosely, but high levels of getting into each other's business, trying to mess people up, this and that, back and forth from both men and women. Now, as a lot of people know by now, the man woman dynamic and the communication between man and woman usually gets way more complicated than it should be due to the fact that we are humans and we have all these like grand senses that just complicate things when animals, a dog could sniff another female dog butt and that's it, and they get busy. You know what I'm saying? So who's really the smart ones as far as social dynamics are concerned, the animals or us? I digress on that. Straight to the point. So two people's social tension and getting at each other, it ends up in that hindsight called 2020. It ends up becoming deemed just sexual tension to the point where they meet up and they start a relationship and get all these like grand plans and stuff they're gonna do together, rocking with each other. You know how new love is, rocking hard, 10 days strong every day in each other's presence to the point where it becomes a routine, becomes a norm. Start talking about getting cribs together and everything. I actually feel like Bill Cosby, not the rapist Bill Cosby, but Phil Huxtable with the shirt and the thing over here and the pudding. I don't really got no pudding, but you know. So that happens. These two people, they came together from this very social community of men and women that gather and congregate with each other and oftentimes fuck each other up. They're from that same community, and in fact, are the two people that are arguably two that went the hardest at each other, and as far as trying to fuck each other up. But as I said, that good old hindsight uh, retroactively defines that as having been sexual tension. You know what I'm saying? Since they're having sexual engagement and love and loving on each other and all that good stuff, right? But lo and behold, the same social community that brought them together apparently seems to, put a glitch in their matrix real quick. You know what I'm saying? Disturbs things. Now I'm looking at the beginnings of the situation. Apparently, one woman was talking about another man that she's never met physically, just someone on the internet. And in fact, it's a man that's even limited to not even being on the internet as conveniently and routinely as other of these, keyboard typist people that have screen names that, their screen name and their words are usually the most prominent thing that you get from them, right? So she's mentioned his name a little bit too much, even though, tracing back, looking at the situation, she's really she doesn't have any con words to say about the man. She's talking about, in hindsight, all the stuff that she feels that he did wrong to him and how he still got a price to pay, whatever, whatever. However, his name is brought up a lot by her. And of course, the peanut gallery called the chat room. Everyone's dropping their, 2 cents. You got a lot of people that just, would like to do anything just to disturb things and just messing things up and throw monkey wrenches, pun intended, into the system or whatever. And they're doing just that. Oh, she don't respect you. She's bringing him up. You told her this. You told her that. Whatever, whatever. And then it gets the gentleman, in which she recently became emotionally and sexually engaged with. It gets him to kind of like get on some stuff. And what does he do? He does what, at least from my perspective, my vantage point, looks like he weaponizes their relationship by way of giving the ultimate ultimatum, or even more than the ultimatum. Say, look, you only had this one thing to do, not talk about this cat, but since you did, sayonara. You're out of here. And they go back and forth online, and the bulk of that breakup, in the last few hours has happened by way of live stream and stuff like that. Really, not much private time to themselves, so they could really communicate offline outside of the craziness or whatever, right? And then what happens? Another, a young woman that engages with the gentleman that put that ultimatum or laid that gauntlet down of like, you talking about this dude, you were out of here. You know what I'm saying? He gets, he starts communicating with another screen name that he was communicating a lot with. You know what I'm saying? By screen name, I guess by voice, by text, talking to each other on the live streams and kicking it on that level and everything. They do that. So, of course, what seems to me, I could be wrong, seems to me just like it was just a retributionary type act. He starts getting back with her and quote unquote starts loving on her. But, as much as you can love on someone by several hundred miles away and limited to just a computer keyboard. Let's be real, right? So then that gets the other woman mad, and now things start to multiply and multiply. And, now they're at each other's throats just like they have been for, many years previously. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just looking at this thing, and I think both of y'all should just get a grip, man. Log off this thing. If I were that gentleman, I would just pop up at Shorty crib, some flowers, a pizza, or something, and just talk about it. And things like this are actually good when you go through intense situations, especially early on in a relationship. In fact, it's quite healthy to go through these intense things early on and to get through them because it lays down the law as far as certain things that both of you may not like. Now, something like this, something this intense, if y'all ready to split up over it, it may really, tell that woman, like, look, be talking about these other screen names. I'm not a fucking screen name. I'm right here in front of your face like I have been these last 10 days. You know what I mean? Conversely, the woman may be able to say, well, hey, you're right, this screen name, arguing over that is some little shit. So how about you don't weaponize our relationship and be ready to just dump me based on, something as trivial as a screen name, because a woman does need security in a man. That's a very important thing. You cannot have your woman, like they said in Spartacus, with cock flowing in the wind, even though, that genitalia wouldn't be fitting for a woman. But I just wanted to say that, so I said it anyway. Right? So you want to be like Spartacus with your cock flowing in the wind. You want to put your garment to cover that area. So women need to know that they have security in their relationship. So weaponizing the relationship at any twist and turn of a little dispute or anything may not be the best thing. But whether they come to this conclusion that I'm proposing as a way of getting back to each other or whatever it is, or if it's some other things, whatever it is, it should be things that both of these two individuals should be discussing themselves privately, not by way of me, not by way of any 100+ other people witnessing it as an audience. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be good. And I mean, y'all just gotta realize, man, y'all, all this little play game stuff, this is your girl, that's your girl. This shit is ridiculous. I mean, I know some of these, some of these people, they're lonely, they'll send you a bunch of bread. I mean, that part's good. You know what I'm saying? I had that happen to me, but I definitely never played into any, yeah, I'm your guy, you're my girl type stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you know quick. Like, look, you're someone on the other side of a keyboard. You want to send me money? All right, cool, good looking. But I'm not going to lie to you or give you any reason to do that beyond where I'm willing to go. And as far as I'm willing to go is, little typey type. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking to you on the phone. I ain't looking at you on camera and pulling my big or my small thing. I actually got a small thing. We'll go with that. I'm not pulling anything out on you or none of that. So, Yeah, but in general, man, work that shit out offline.